So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out cause you kept cutting the cord, and I started to fade into your gray. See, I finally opened up my eyes, and I saw me coming back to life.
It's Steve from the Pointe shop. Today we went to a pole dancing studio called Embrace Dance Studio, and I got to fit a dancer who was a former ballerina, and now she does pole dancing. The dancer's name is Yuka, and she had a very similar story to mine, so it was really exciting to meet her.
You've only been doing pole for 6 and you look like this? My ballet background has really guided me to pole art, yes. And like there's also sexy style, there's exotic and pole classique and all those different names, and those are all like beautiful in and of itself. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't even realize that there are That's amazing. Is there anything that doesn't require upper body strength? They all
What was amazing about Yuka is that she was able to carry on a lot of her ballet training into pole dancing. So when I was watching her, I didn't see really like an over-sexualized version of what we think pole dancing was. All I saw was artistry and talent and beauty, and she was just incredible. I could watch her all day. It was a real treat for us to be able to do this. And I think when we first reached out to Yuka to do a point shoe fitting with her, she might have been a little bit hesitant because of all of the trauma that she went through when she was dancing on pointe. The type of feet that she has is what's called a very compressive feet. And if you don't figure that out at the very beginning, then you could be in a lot of pain. And especially in the ballet world where we don't talk about pain, we don't talk about how much we're hurting, it's very difficult for someone to be vocal about what is bothering them. I noticed things right away because she was very similar to me. We were both talking about bruising our toenails, losing our toenails, sinking down into our shoes, having excruciating pain, having posterior impingement in our ankle. There's a lot of things that we were going through, and I've never talked to Yuka before. I've never met her before, but I just felt like I met kind of my twin flame, and we had almost the exact same feet.
So when you were like putting your foot on the thing, I was like, oh, she's me. Well, a lot of ballet studios, when they first put you on pointe, they don't want you to wear a lot of padding. Yes. So they just give you the bare minimum, and then that is a good strategy for someone who's not going to be in a lot of pain. So at the beginning, you will have the big toe sleeve. Then I can also give you a spacer, and this is actually kind of a lot of accessories, but I don't mind doing that for you because your toes just go into a totally different shape. So we want to train them, and then we're starting to just kind of like slowly take pressure off of it. That was really good. So I'm not wearing a bag, but I heard so much shock. Yeah. This is what I heard. Yeah. When you are in pain, you teach yourself wrong habits. Yeah. So because you had big toe pain before, you learn how to signal. Yeah. So you want to make sure that you're on your big toe, and then this pinky toe is making sure that. I feel light. Yeah, you look really good at these. So let's try this one, and then what I would like for you is to have a little bit more stretch in your ankles. Is it pressing? Pressing. Right here? Okay. First of all, I don't have to say anything. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you signal a tiny bit, it's a little bit unstable.
The way that her feet and my feet are is that we change shapes when we go from flat to pointe. So when we put our feet inside a pointe shoe, it changes shape. Because most people are being fitted according to what your feet look like when they're flat, we're getting fitted incorrectly. And I knew that right away because of the way that her foot moved when she was wrapping her feet around the pole. The pointe shoe that I first pulled out for her was a square shoe. And without the accessories that I had given her, that wouldn't have worked. The type of foot that Yuka has is that it's very difficult for her to build strength in her feet. It's very difficult for her to build strength just in a lot of places. So we have a lot of connective tissue issues. We have a lot of issues with our skin sensitivity, things like that. And because she wasn't able to strengthen her feet properly, she collapses into her shoe. So she needs a little bit more padding than other people at the very beginning. Now, just like everyone else, our goal is to eventually wean off of those extra accessories so that we have as little as possible. But if you don't give them the accessories that people need in order to be able to dance on pointe, they're going to quit because it's so excruciating for certain people. Everyone experiences pointe in a very different way. Some people feel a lot of pain and some people are fine without any padding at all. And that's unfortunately the luck of the draw. Yuka, I noticed right away that she's the type of feet that will suffer a lot on pointe, especially if you're not fitted correctly. So I first gave her a square shoe because she was able to dance a little bit better in that one. Again, it wouldn't have worked if I didn't spread out her toes with a spacer and a big tip. And then we also tried a pointe shoe that was a little bit more tapered. And I think if we weren't going to use any of the accessories, the tapered shoe would have been a much better choice for her. But we decided to go with the more square shoe because we had availability with the accessories. What was so moving to me was that she said it was a healing process just to talk about it because she never knew that it wasn't her fault that she was in so much excruciating pain. Nobody asked her if she was okay. She never told anyone that she wasn't okay. She was just in a lot of pain. And she said that just knowing it wasn't her fault just made a huge difference. I think when dancers or a lot of ballet dancers, they find a second life in a new genre of dance, like salsa dancing or tap dancing or pole dancing, it's kind of a redemption story where you're able to come back and use everything that you have from the past, but you're conjugating it into a new genre and being able to find a new life and find joy again. Ballet is really traumatizing for a lot of people because there's so much pain that's involved. And because she didn't really have anyone to talk about that with, I think after all these years, being able to find someone that really understood that was really important for her. And it was very moving to see how touched she was. Another thing that almost made you cry when we were talking about was she was a star student when she was dancing. And as soon as she went on pointe, that was all taken away from her. And that was such a relatable story because I felt like ballet was my entire life until I went on pointe and I all of a sudden couldn't do the same things my classmates were able to do. So just hearing that same story coming out of someone else's mouth was just shocking to me. It was like hearing my own story. For me, it was also a healing process. And pointe shoe fitting for me is a second life because I had gone through so many things. It's my way of kind of redeeming my past of when I left pointe because it was so painful. And just hearing that from someone else and seeing what a difference just that story made was really amazing. If you like this video, hit subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. If you would like some of our merchandise, then you can go on our website. There's a discount code for you guys in the description box. If you would like a virtual fitting with me, you can find that on the description box as well. And if you would like to ask us a question, you can just leave that in the comments and we'll answer that the best way we can. And we'll see you guys later.
I feel like there's like, hold on, so wrap around, yes. Yeah! Yeah! I caught myself in the mirror like, that's not on.